Every week I get texts from Australia and Canada and the United States. Young people from this county, haunted again by the spectre of emigration, no more than my own county, when so much could have been done to prevent what's happening before our very eyes.
In 1803 we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry, for Australia bound if we didn't all drown the marks.
I suppose our journey to Australia started in 2010. Prior to that we had no thoughts or intentions of emigrating. We were actually quite happy at home. But then in January 2010 my husband lost his job, and that was a huge blow to us. But we really thought, okay, just batten down, keep it going, and we'll manage until he got a job again. But the thing is, he didn't get a job. We were going through all our savings. We even went through the money that we put away for the kids' future education. So you're kind of thinking, how much further can you tighten your belt? In April of this year, we made the decision to leave Ireland. It was just the most difficult and heartbreaking decision that we ever made. So it wasn't a lifestyle choice, it was just economic.
What we're finding is there's a lot of kids coming out that shouldn't be coming out, but now there's people coming out, they think with the mines and all, they're going to just walk into a $3,000 a week job, and they're lucky getting a job as a dishwasher at $600 a week. Well, we have a name for them, which is economic refugees, and that's what they are. I would say 90% of them are economic refugees. They're out here because they have to be out here. Like the rest of us. I mean, I done it 50 years ago, so it was no different then. This is worse than it was in England 50 years ago. Some of them, as I say, are lucky because they're well qualified, but there's the ones, and that's why our organisation is there for the ones that fall through the cracks, who ring us up to say they've nowhere to sleep tonight, or they've no money to have breakfast.
Myself and my husband left Ireland in 2008 as backpackers. It was a tough decision at the time because we didn't have family at home, but we didn't know whether we were going to go home. But I suppose the whole economic situation just meant we were playing it year by year. But I suppose you had to make decisions and choices for where you were going to bring up your kids. And at the time, Ireland wasn't an option for us. I think the main one is the isolation. You know, for the new arrivals, they feel the sense of loss and then losing their family at home, because it is a sense of loss, and then the isolation that they don't have that support network here.
Well, we left in 1988 during the last recession with two small kids. They were 3 and 4 then. And at the time there was 18% unemployment, and while Ferg did have a job, we were concerned that if he lost that job, there was no other job for him. I believe now my children, who are 27 and 28, if we'd stayed, would have had no future in Ireland, and they'd be leaving and coming here. There's a far larger percentage of older people. They're arriving now, having to start again, possibly with negative equity in Ireland, where they're having to pay debt, maybe sending mortgage repayments from here, and also starting again with young children in school and realising they probably only have 25 years in the workforce to start from scratch, get a deposit together, buy a house in a state that they're finding quite expensive. I think if you get too stuck in how it should be and continuously compare and contrast with Ireland, you're not going to make that transition. You have to let go. You have to surrender to the fact that this is a different country, it's a different culture, and fantastic opportunities here, certainly for the children. And the children haven't been enmeshed in the Irish culture, so they do have a future. But I think the biggest problem will be people not being able to let go.
I can hear the bells of Dublin in this lonely waiting room, and the paper boys are singing in the rain. Not too long before they take us to the airport and the noise, to get on board a transatlantic plane. We've got nothing left to stay for, we have no more left to say, and there isn't any work